Okay, so materials, ingredients, equipment. Okay, I already checked everything and we are ready for the training. Good morning, welcome to PLEC, your choice of training center. This is a TESTA accredited training center. Today, we commence our training proper for the qualification Bookery and C2. By the way, my name is John Paul Lumikaw Estrada. I will be your trainer for the said competency training. When I call your name, please say here and raise your hand for your attendance. Felicia Bernardo.
Here, sir.
Please find the attendance. This is the correct name. Okay. Bernadette Kimura.
Yes, sir.
Please sign. Thank you. Okay, so I'll go ahead and proceed with the orientation proper. Okay. So again, welcome to PLEC College. Okay. So you will be trained for the competency Bookery and C2, and we're going to use the CBT or competency-based training. What is competency-based training? It is a training delivery approach that focuses on the competency development of the learner as a result of the training. It emphasizes on what the learner actually do. CBT or competency-based training has 10 principles. Okay, so these are principle number 1. The training is based on a curriculum developed from the competency standards. Okay, so whatever training programs that we have, it should always be based on the competency standards. Principle number 2, learning is competency-based or modular in structure. Principle number 3, training delivery is individualized and self-based. And lastly, principle number 10, approved training programs are nationally accredited. It means TESDA accredits first the training program before it should be implemented by training centers. So training programs are registered with World Trust. Okay, any questions? Okay, let's proceed. As your trainer, I have my roles so that we could facilitate the training. So one of my role is serve as a team member to determine what is to be learned. Second, stimulate trainees' motivation. And lastly, accepts responsibility along with you, the trainees, for the task learned or not learned. And you as a trainee has your own role as well. So what are these roles? So you as a trainee may select what they want or what you want to learn and when you want to learn it within reason. And lastly, you as a trainee learn according to your interest, needs, and abilities, not according to the teachers or trainers' timeline and expediency. So the training will always be based on your time, interest, needs, and abilities, not on my interest, needs, and abilities. Okay, so we have here the chart or the process flow of CBT. Okay, so you can see that the first box, the trainee enters the program. Then once the trainee enters the program, he then selects the competency and receives the instruction. So you will be asked to review learning packages. So these are the CBLMs, the PRs, CBCs, and other learning materials. Then you have to view multimedia. So I will be asking you to watch films or snippets about cooking, since this is Bookery and C2. Then use manuals observe demonstrations. I will be demonstrating. And in return, you will practice skills in the workshop. So that will be your return demonstration. So you will prepare. You will do the actual work. Then, from time to time, you will receive assistance and advice from me as your trainer. Then, as you demonstrate or practice the task, you will rate your own performance. So, on your CBLM, you will be given performance task sheets, and written exams where right away you will be evaluating your own performance using the performance criteria checklist and the answer key. So you will, and while you are doing that as your trainer, I will observe your performance. I will also have my checklist to see if you are doing okay. Then, I will rate your performance. Okay, now let's go further. So if you are satisfactorily performed and you are competent, if yes, then you will go back the same process and choose the next competency. Because remember, every qualification has various units of competencies. So first, is on Cookery Institute, clean and maintain kitchen premises. You are okay with it. Then next, prepare stocks, sauces, and soups. Then the next, until all of the competencies you passed, you are satisfactorily competent, then we have to proceed with the next step. But if you are not yet competent on the certain specific unit of competency, then you have to go back again on the same process, review learning packages, view multimedia, use manuals, observe demonstrations, practice skills in workshop, and receive assistance and advice, and the same process until you are observed to be competent. And you have to go with the same process with the next competency. And if you are completed all the competencies, then you have to undergo the institutional assessment. What is an institutional assessment, Krisha? Any idea?
You're going to assessment. You are going to assess your learning, sir. Kung ano yung nagpili mo. Yung gagawin mo sa assessment, gagawin mo na sa institution.
Okay, good.
As an actual
Good.
assessment.
What
Practice.
do you call this one? Bernadette.
Dry run. You like that? Yes, sir.
What is an institutional assessment?
It is a guidance, sir, for the national assessment.
Okay, good. So, dry run or the mock of the what will happen on the national assessment. And if you are found to be competent during the institutional, then we move further. We're gonna undergo the national assessment. So this is where you will be assessed by an assessor to check your level of competency, if you are competent and or not yet competent. And if you are competent, then congratulations. You as a trainee will exit the program. But if you are not yet competent, you will have to reassess, take a reassessment. Alright? Any question? None. Good. So, for the Cookery NC2, we have different areas. Okay? So, we have the, I'm going to ask you, we're going to roam around, or we're going to take a tour of working areas. Okay, please. Okay, Bernadette. Okay. So, this is the practical, here, this is the practical working area. So, this is your kitchen. Okay, this is the work, right? So, this is for the actual skills. will be built through practice. Okay? Then we have the learning resource area. So this is like our library, or this is a library. Okay, so you will see the CBLMs, TRs, different manuals, books, cooking instructions, cookery books. Okay, then we have the contextual resource area. So again, just like the library, but this one it's broader, scope, right? Then we have the quality control area where outputs are controlled for quality checking purposes. Then we have the computer-based exam area, where you're going to take your computer-based exams, and where you could watch multimedia. Where I'm going to ask you to watch videos or listen to audio recordings. Then on that side, the trainer's evaluation record area, where you could always see me. Alright, so any questions? Okay, so please go back to your seats. We'll move further with the orientation. Okay, Bernadette, just quick. Next. Okay. So, for the qualification, Cookery NC2, you have three competency standards. We have the basic competencies, common competencies, and the core competencies. We have here the core competencies for Cookery NC2. Competency 1, clean and maintain kitchen premises. Competency 2, prepare stocks, sauces, and soups. And lastly, competency number 13, package prepared food. Okay. And during this training, you will be using this material. You will be given this material called CBLM, or competency-based learning materials. Just like what I said earlier, or during your tour, you will be reading these materials on the library or the learning resource area. So what is a CBLM? It is a developed individual learning material focusing learning on the critical competencies required for success in the job in the specified unit of competency. The know topics are presented through information sheets provided with their respective self-check after each lesson. Meanwhile, the do topics are presented through job sheets provided with their respective performance checklists after every operation. Just like what I said earlier, you will be asked to do a job sheet, a task sheet, or perform. And then right away, you will be given the performance checklist. So you can check how you were doing during that task or job sheet. You can check right away if you are correct or not. You can evaluate yourself. Meanwhile, for the CBLM, fourth year is for informations. You have the information sheets, and right away you will do the self-check. It's just like a small or a quiz. And then you will have the answer key at the back to check if right away you learned something, you gained something from the information sheet. And during this training, we will be providing evaluation through this following through the evaluation system. So after finishing the module, you are going to submit yourself for institutional assessment. And if you are found to be competent, you may proceed with the national assessment. Monitoring tools charts. So we have the progress chart. There you go. Okay, so progress chart is a monitoring tool used to track the progress of the training in the competency. Achievement chart records the achievement of the training per learning outcome in the competency. So you have it there, the achievement chart. So later on, when you are going to perform the activities or tasks, I will mark check if you're able to pass that task, or you're able to do the task. You will see your name there. Right? like learning activity matrix. So when we start the learning, you will be receiving, or you will check your what activities you will be assigned, the tools and equipments, the venue, and time, and I will put the remarks there. Okay? Any question? Right. And you will also have your own LRB, or learner's record book. It serves as a diary where all the required LO class competencies are stated. So you will update it once you accomplish a task, affix your signature over a printed name, and then I'll fix my signature as well as a counterpart. And thank you. So any questions? No. Okay. So you don't have any question. But before we proceed with the training proper, please answer the self-assessment form and the pre-test. Alright. So, okay. Time's up. So please take a 15-minute break. So welcome back, trainees. So I have here your self-assessment form and the results of the pretest. And I have learned that Trisha here has no experience and has no prior knowledge in cookery. Meanwhile, Bernadette has already full knowledge and has a prior experience of cooking. She also worked for 4 years on a restaurant. Your experience in the industry is also supported with a certificate of employment. Thank you for providing it. Now I have created this training activity matrix. Trisha, please proceed to the learning resource area and read information 2.1-1 of the CBLM. Answer the self-check and compare your answers with the answer key. Trisha, please. Now Bernadette, since you scored well with the pre-test, please proceed with the practical work area so that I can also gauge your experience. Okay, please read job sheet 2.1-3 and perform the job sheet and evaluate your performance using the performance criteria checklist. Trisha, so after your first activity, Trisha, please proceed with the utilize electronic media area here. I've prepared some tips for you to watch. You will be watching on how to prepare brown stack. Please ask for my assistance in case you need one. Okay? Okay, Bernadette, how was the job sheet? Have you completed the activity you are asked to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will be checking your output. Okay, please go to the trainer's evaluation records area for the provision of feedback with regards to your performance of the job sheet 2.1-3 or preparation of ground stuff. Okay, Trisha, how's the video presentation? Were you able to grasp the idea on how to prepare a brown stack?
Yes.
Okay, then please proceed to the practical work area and perform job sheet 2.1-3, that is preparing brown stock. And please evaluate yourself according to the performance criteria checklist. So Bernadette, based on your performance criteria checklist, you have successfully accomplished the task. You were able to prepare a brown stock. Congratulations. However, I have noticed that your workstation is not clean and tidy when you were working. Nevertheless, I will give you this certificate of completion for the competency prepare stock, sauces, and soup. Please sign your LRB and then we countersign it. Okay? Now I'll update the achievement chart and progression. Bernadette Comora. Bernadette Comora. Okay? Okay. And based on my evidences gathered, I found out that you are now ready, and confident to undergo the institutional assessment. Okay? You? Okay? Okay, so this is your staff. Mix. Okay, the two and then mix your vegetable. Okay, puree using a blender. Okay, then you have transfer it into a saucepan. Then mix in the cream, flavoring or additives, and basic salt, pepper, and that's it. Okay. Now I will let you prepare the brown stock alone. I will be observing you and evaluate the performance based on the performance criteria checklist. Okay. 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 Now please meet me at the evaluation record there. Okay, so Trisha, you have done very well in preparing the brown stock. You have been quick in your mise en place, and you work so neatly and organized. However, I have noticed you make use of excessive ingredients. Please practice to use only the required ingredients for the recipe. Based on your performance criteria checklist, you are now confident. I am awarding the certificate of completion for this competency. You may now join your classmate for the institutional assessment. And I will also update your